Welcome back to the Ravens Roundup. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and one of your hosts, Coach Evans, and today's June 5th, 2023, and we're back after a week hiatus, mainly because of, two reasons, because of a holiday and because of Game 7. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us and coming back with us. Let's get our co-host in, and we'll get started on today's show. First, we'll bring in Hendo. What's good with you, Hendo?
Go there. What's going on?
Not much. I appreciate you for coming through. How's your week been? We hadn't seen you, on this platform in 2 weeks. What you been up to?
Chilling, just making content, trying to get better, trying to catch up to you.
You
know what I mean? Because you be working. I'm talking about you work hard. Every time I turn around, it's video everywhere. You know what I mean? You make us look bad if we sit back and do one video a week.
I appreciate you, man. I take that as a compliment.
It is very much so.
Thank you. You know what? I like that. That's competition, man. It's competition. Iron sharpens iron. That's what it is. It's competition. Well, I say this. Maybe that's wrong.
I know what you mean, but I know what you.
We pushing each other. Not competition was the wrong word. We pushing each other, each other to be better. I do something, and you see it as a way. Okay, I need to be better, and vice versa. Because you do stuff, and I be like, well, I need to do something to get like that, or I can do it like that. It's just we making each other better.
I stole your loyalty points. Like this. Right, I stole your loyalty points idea.
Which is fine. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. We all make each other better, and it's going. When I win, you win, and vice versa.
It's a group. It's a group thing with us.
Same thing. Next up. What up, Chris?
What's going on, Coach?
What's good
with
Hendo? What's good? What you been up to for the past 2 weeks?
Chilling, man. Consuming the content y'all are putting out. That's what I've been doing. Just kicking back, watching you guys do your thing. And it's good to see you guys, going through the off season and the different ideas and videos you guys are putting out. So, keep doing your thing, man, because it's good stuff coming out.
Appreciate it. The dynamic duo up next. What's good?
What's going on, Coach?
Yeah, you're muted, B.
He's muted.
You're muted, B.
He's still on vacation.
Every time. I just wanted to make it clear that Hendo stole our loyalty points idea. We stole it from you.
We stole from you, yes.
But I told him, it's a transference of information. It ain't stealing.
Because look, when he said that, I was thinking to myself, I thought Brian had asked me about that, but I wasn't sure that's why I went along with it.
You told us to get on that a while ago, but we had a little experience with Nightbot, so we were a little hesitant to use any bots from anywhere. So it took us a while, but yes, the loyalty points. Look, man, it's a great way to interact with the community, the fan base, with the chat. So yeah, I love it.
And last but not least, what up, Mike?
What's up, fellas? Man, good to see y'all. I think we scared them a little bit last week. We didn't show up. I think they was like, the roundup's over, man. But nah, we here.
It's right. We had to pause for me. It was the holiday and Game 7. A lot of stuff going on, and just needed a little refresher. But we back better than ever. Than ever. Hey, I like what you're wearing there, Mike. What you got the lift fitted?
So that's just the open mic with OTR mic. Fitted cap. A little something slight. Join the Patreon and we can talk. We can talk a little bit.
Hey, details matter because when you're a hat person and when you get you a fresh hat and you had a flat bill, when you had the details, you had the little seal on the top. A hat person know that matter. And you see the sticker on the top of Mike's hat. That matters.
That's
a
big
lot
time.
of hat people don't pay attention to that. That little sticker up there matters.
That
and when you
lets
get
you know
that
it's
means
fresh.
it's official.
Yeah, that lets
It's
you know
official,
it's fresh,
official.
baby. Yes, sir.
So cool. Make sure you join everybody's Patreon up there. For me, it's patreon.com/sip the tally. For Mike, OTR Mike is patreon.com/open
OTR
mic.
Mike.
Oh, it's OTR Mike?
Yeah.
For
I
Jose?
shortened it.
Okay. Jose and B is patreon.com/LBHT show. For Hendo, it's patreon.com/
right /
and Christmas don't have one yet, but we're gonna keep working on them to get one eventually. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that one over to Mike.
Right. let's get well, no, we don't want to get started just yet. Jose, it's an important event coming up August 4th. Let the people know what's going on.
Yes, August 4th in Columbia, Maryland at 7 p.m. we will be having the Roundup meet and greet. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this event. There will be food, drinks, music, adult drinks via Cash Bar. We're going to be giving away prizes, goodie bags, all that good stuff. So get your tickets now. As we expected, the sales are starting to pick up. So we have limited amounts of seats available. You don't want to miss out. So if you're thinking about going, if you're like, I gotta check my calendar, get your affairs in order. Okay, make some time on August 4th for the Roundup meetup at Bus Boys and Poets.
All right. Now, normally at this point, I would say do ! Tickets, but me and Streamlabs we not seeing eye to eye right now. We weren't seeing eye to eye earlier today, so I thought I had fixed it, but I didn't. But we'll have it fixed by the time we run this back. Wednesday for me and then Monday for the Roundup. So I get that fixed. But normally you could hit ! Tickets and the link will come up. But we'll get that fixed. But go to what is it? Eventbrite. And I know it's not in my description, but it's in the description of everybody else's video because normally you can hit ! Tickets and it'll come up. That's why it's not in my description. But we'll get that fixed and then you can get your tickets. And again, if you were here a couple weeks ago when I told you the story about the seniors at my high school and them not getting prom tickets because they decided to wait to the last minute, don't be like the seniors because they just graduated and they didn't get to experience prom because they waited to the last minute. Don't be like them. Them juniors swooped them tickets up and they got to enjoy prom and they all in their pictures like, and the scenes outside prom like, don't be like that. don't be like the seniors. All right. So let's get started. So first topic of the day.
Oh, hold on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh,
yes. Yes.
Everybody can tip. I can't tip. I ain't in my normal spot.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's okay.
Y'all tip for
Coach, I got you. I got you, Coach.
There you go. I got a new use for mine.
Hey, flowers got a drink too.
Right.
I bought my daughter some flowers and I said get a cup and she put it in this one.
Of course.
So they on my desk.
It's so pretty.
Flowers got a drink too. What you got there, Mike? What you got there, Mike?
Oh man, that's just the open mic sticker, man. Like I said, man, holla at the Patreon, man. You get to see that beautiful face all the time, man. Hendo got his. I'm sure his is right in front of him, right on his screen, so he can see me every day.
You forgot this.
Nah, Hendo's ain't right in front of his because his vegan water from Lake Minnetonka always don't find itself to the stream. It's probably upstairs somewhere.
What you talking about?
Just check.
Wow.
Just check. I had to check him this time. I had to check him this time. My bad. But shout out to Chris's daughter for being resourceful, being very resourceful,
repurposing.
Yeah. I don't have mine because my mother-in-law was in town and she grabbed it out the cabinet. She So she sipped a little yak out of it. So I said, "That's good. I mean, that's
Oh,
cool.
That's what it's
You
for.
put it to use. So
That's what it's for. That's,
you know,
she knew what the purpose,
yeah,
the main purpose.
yeah.
I thought that story was
AJC
going somewhere
Senior.
else.
Nah. She said, "Could I use it?" I was like, "Of course." Now, any other reason, like put your chicken grease and shit in it, nah, you can't do that. But
AJC Senior, he's
you got
asking
a
how to get
very
tickets. I'm gonna
important
drop it in the
question.
chat. Yeah,
Say again.
AJC Senior wants to know how to get tickets. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Appreciate it.
No problem. No problem.
I got to get my stream. I don't know. I guess I got to relink it because they ain't doing none of my relays or nothing. You know, my normal every 3 lines or whatever. He ain't dropping none of that. I guess when I unplugged my computer and brought it with me, it's tripping. But we'll get that fixed. In fact, we'll get that fixed tonight after the show because that's bothering me. But I digress. On to the show. The wide receiver room. And appreciate it. There we go. Everybody putting it in right there. There it is. Appreciate you, fellas. The wide receiver room. We signed Laquan Treadwell, and I mentioned it earlier on the call-in show that Laquan Treadwell was a beast in college. He was the first number 1 at Ole Miss. Then came AJ Brown. Then came
DK Metcalf.
No, not DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf wasn't number 1. The guy that y'all just drafted, Brian. Mingo. So Treadwell was the first number 1 in that body frame. He was an animal at Ole Miss. So, but he hadn't done much in the NFL. And so, really, my question to you guys is: was he necessary? And what 6 guys you think are going to, or even if you think it's going to be 6 guys, because we got so many decent tight ends, what guys are going to make this room? What 6 guys are going to make up this wide receiver room?
Man, like just to build off what you were saying, Coach, Laquan Treadwell, man, when the Vikings got him, I thought he was going to be like their Justin Jefferson. Like he was a beast. What was he in that draft where they drafted 3 number 1? They had three first round picks.
No, that was Cordell Patterson.
That was Cordell. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I thought he was going to be a beast too. And Laquan, man, like I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. It just didn't work out. That happens sometimes, right? Like you look at his tape, you look at everything. Everything told you that he was going to be a good wide receiver, and it just didn't work out. Yeah. I just think he's a camp body, to be honest. I don't think it's anything significant over here. You know, they're kicking the tires on a former number 1 pick, and that's what happens when you have somebody that skilled. That you know, like you look at the tape, and you're like, man, what's going on? Coaches are intrigued by it. They just want to see, you know, what happened, and maybe there's something that they can do to fix him. You know, but it's a low risk type of move, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that this is a guy who's going to make the roster. He did look great in college. You know, I thought he was going to be great. He was in that same class with Josh Doxson, who I also thought was going to be really good, who went to Washington. I was like, you know, if you can make every single contested catch, how can you fail? Apparently pretty easily. For Baltimore, yeah, I think, like as I said, he's a camp body. I don't think he makes the team. I think it's going to be Bateman, Odell, Flowers, Aguilar, Duvernay, and DeAndre Hopkins, because apparently Buffalo is not going after that at the moment. They went and signed Leonard Floyd, so maybe Baltimore can get back in there.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I just think he's hush money. You know, shut the people up about DeAndre Hopkins. Give us something else to talk about. Like, we are not the place to develop wide receivers. Why would you go get somebody that's a bust other than just to say we did something, just to say the Ravens are out there trying? Look, we gave Lamar another a first round pick as an option, just for something to talk about. But I don't think he's going to make it. And as far as the wide receivers we'll keep, it's going to be OBJ, Duve, Bateman, Aguilar, Zay Flowers, and that's it. I think they're going to do tight ends the rest of the way. Rest of them guys, I don't see them making it. They'll probably be practice squad players, but other than that,
I think he's to the point where he can't be practice squad. I think he's
right. Oh, he's going to be cut.
Yeah,
is what he's going to be.
Yeah, I think this is like his 6th team in the last like 6 years. I think it is. So I agree with everybody else. I think he's just going to be a camp body. I think he's going to be a dude that, you know, they give him lots of run. in practice just to keep the veteran legs nice and fresh. But you know, my top wide receivers as far as making the actual 53 man, it still stays the same. Like I think it's going to be OBJ. I think it's going to be Bateman, Zay, Nelson Aguilar, Devin Duvernay, and I still think it's going to be Tylen just for the fact Tylen Wallace just for the fact of that special teams. You know, that special team. You know, they're going to keep a dude. They're not going to keep a guy who's just going to be a wide receiver and then just be on the bench. It's going to be a dude that's going to be able to contribute on special teams. So I think that's the route they go, unless they listen to Brodney and they go get D-Hop.
That's why Duvernay is going to be the sixth man. Special teams all pro.
A good one too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys. I'm gonna take a different approach though. I think maybe, I mean, this is one of those, low risk, possible high reward moves. If he pans out, he shows a little flash. But I'm gonna take it this way. I think this might open up for a trade. Right. I still hope that the Hop comes to town, like B said, and maybe this is the exit for Duvernay because it just won't be room for him. So, and they can see what they can get for him. So I'm gonna look at it that way because I'm still fingers crossed. I still want DeAndre Hopkins. I just hope this doesn't spell that we don't get DeAndre Hopkins. But yeah, let's look at it that way. Maybe this opens up the trade waves for Duvernay to be on the move and then for them to get something for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but Hopkins want to go to Houston.
I like that thought, Mike, because Carolina could use Devin Duvernay because I don't like the things that I'm hearing about Laviska Shenault can do some of the Debo Samuels.
Debo Samuels.
We need to get Duvernay in there, let him be the return man and gadget player because I'm scared of Asa Laviska.
So nobody thinks Shamar Bridges can crack that top six.
If that was the case, then we wouldn't need to sign all these people.
He couldn't crack the top six when you didn't have any receivers.
Facts. And don't say he was injured because he really wasn't.
Yeah. So let me give this cat what he wants because he been doing this for
a minute.
2-3 weeks. Mr. King Dan, you can't get under my skin, homie. You're not gonna get a reaction from me. You're not gonna get me to cloth on the hook for you because I personally don't care what you think about. You're not gonna get me to fly off the hook about Prochet. I know what Prochet is. I know what Prochet isn't. I just like the dude because I like him. So
you're a hard worker. It's easy to root for.
That's exactly what it is, Jose. I mentioned I gave if you was on the call-in show, I gave my synopsis of what I feel about Prochet. I'm really excited to see how hard he fights for that sixth spot because I don't think he's gonna make it. Like I said on the call-in show, I think Prochet can give you every ounce of like his best shot, and I still don't think he can make the team. But I'm excited to see him give his best shot and see what that is, and see if it lands him with somebody else.
Right.
And that's why I stand with Prochet. So you keep throwing this Prochet shots, and it's not.
I want to say this, man, because like this has gone out of control, and like all me and B said was Prochet, he's not as good as people thought, right? Like me and B, we're not haters. Like I like Prochet, like I like to be wrong about the players on our team. I hope everybody is an all pro level, but when we say we don't really believe in a player, that's not a shot against them. That's not a shot to you guys if you're a fan of them or whatever. But it turned into this big old debate, and it's like it's not a debate. We know what it is. You can root for them, that's fine, but you can't sit there and be like, oh well, Prochet is a poor man's AB or Prochet. We don't need Stephon Diggs. We got Prochet at home, and we've gone too far with it. We all know what Prochet is. It is what it is, and every fan base has players like this on their team. Okay, like we're not exclusive to it.
Yeah, shout out to Brenton Burson.
Facts. I like Brenton Burson too. From Wofford.
And man, look out for players like Demas, man. They said Demas looking solid. When they signed Treadwell, he tweeted bet. You know what I'm saying? So
Demas did?
Yeah. He traded back. So he's hungry. You know, Mike Thomas, man, who former Bengal. He got a little bit of go with him. And then the kid from Michigan, I think he's 2 years out.
Tariq Black.
Black. Like, so I think it's a lot of, you know, young guys there who, you know, you could keep an eye on to see what they're gonna do. So and then Andy Isabella, if we ever get to see him, really. But
he's still there too.
Yeah, so it's a lot of bodies there, man. And you know, I think this is just a move that they can, like y'all saying, an extra body, but then it may free one of these guys pop, because you're not gonna expect much out of them. Just because, like I said, free up some room to make a move and get some assets.
The competition is there. There is from 3 back, from 4 back. There's competition to make the team. Like, for real. Like, you're gonna have to bring your A game every day, because it's for real. It's Odell, it's Bateman, it's who else? Odell, Bateman, Zay, and then everybody else you fighting.
Yeah,
everybody else you fighting.
And I think
what did I even say?
Hater.
Well, you call me a hater if I didn't say anything.
Who called you? Who called you a hater?
Asian E.
Man.
But honestly, like I think that this is where Prochet does play an important role because of his work ethic. Like, there's a certain bar that you have to cross in order to get a shot. Because like you said, Coach, like Prochet gonna bring it every practice. You know, he gonna give you everything he got, and you gonna have to match that level of intensity. You know, to have a chance to make the squad, and they need that. This team needs that sense of urgency. They need players to give it their all this year. So bringing in all these guys, man, like it's much needed. So anybody looking at it saying, "Oh man, we bringing in too many players, or players will check out, whatever," let them check out. Then they're not the ones that we need. Yeah,
let the cream rise to the top. That's what you want in camp and in the camp. Like you want them. All right, you got this many spots because you know X amount of players are definitely going to make it. So let the best man win, and that's what you want. You want competition. You don't want it to just be, all right, you win by default, which we've been in that position many times.
Right.
How do y'all feel? How y'all feel about Baby Bolden?
Who's Baby Bolden?
Tylan Wallace. Because last year they were saying Baby Bolden was going to come in here, do his thing. He ain't do it. Now they saying, oh no, he was just injured. Watch this season with more competition.
Bruh, look,
he gonna come out here and shine.
You saying Baby Bolden?
That's what they said.
But I'm saying, by you saying that fits Treadwell.
You know my opinion on Tylan Wallace, man. When you said Baby Bolden, I thought of Slade Bolden. I was about to tell you he signed somewhere else. It's over for Tylan.
That was another darling too, Slade Bolden.
Yeah,
Tylan ain't playing them Big 12 defenses anymore.
Facts. Right. So let's jump over to my topic today for the call-in show, and I saw an article that says the Ravens tackles were top 20, both of them, and Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses. And I agree, Ronnie Stanley is definitely top 20, arguably top 5, but I didn't agree that Morgan Moses was top 20. And I gave a list of 20 guys that I thought were better than him in the call-in show. But what surprised me was, and I subscribed to PFF, and I found their top 20 tackles. And we were talking about this before the show, and I didn't give it away. But I'm going to put up the let me see if I can add it to the stream. The top 20 PFF tackles, and it's gonna shock you, and I already did tell you this, that Ronnie's not in the top 20. Let me see if I can add this.
These are left and right tackles.
Left and right tackles, yes.
Yeah, Morgan Moses is definitely not in the top 20.
Let me see if I can add this to it. Give me a second. Share screen, entire screen.
And you know something? I just want to say why you pulling it up. PFF, they for years they've been criticized on how they get graded, how they grade offensive linemen. Right? I mean, this goes back a while. Like this has always been an area where they just, I mean, they haven't been good, and as far as I'm concerned, they haven't improved on it. When you look at PFF, they give you a lot of information, but when it gets to O linemen, you definitely got to take it with a grain of salt with them.
Right. So
Grain of
here's the
salt.
list.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Trent
Former
Williams
Raven Orlando.
Trent Williams at 1. Orlando Brown is tied with 20 with Braxton Jones. But just a quick rundown. Trent Williams, Christian Darrisaw with the Vikings, Andrew Thomas for the Giants, Caleb McGarry for the Falcons, Lane Johnson for the Eagles, Colton Miller Raiders, Tristan Wirfs Bucks, Brian O'Neill Vikings. That's the second Vikings in the top 10. Jordan, I can't say Jordan's last name for the Eagles. Penei Sewell Lions, Lerman Tunsil Texans, Bakhtiari Packers, Morgan Moses at 13 for Baltimore. Ramchick for the Saints, Armstead Dolphins, Jake Matthews, the second Falcons at 16, Josh Jones for the Cardinals at 17, Braden Smith for the Colts at 18, and then Braxton Jones at 19, Orlando Brown tied for 19, which is technically 20 for the Bengals. Well, he wasn't with the Bengals last year. He was with
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs last year. So no Ronnie Stanley at all. Morgan Moses is 13, and you got 2 teams with 2 tackles. Well, you got 3 teams. The Vikings have 2 tackles, the Eagles have 2 tackles, and who else? The Falcons have 2 tackles, which is absolutely nuts. What y'all think about that?
Well, Morgan's agent is happy with this list. But you look, man, you got to have Ronnie in the top 20. I think you got to have Ronnie somewhere in the top 10, possibly top 5, as you said, Coach. One thing I agree with for sure is I think Trent Williams is far and away the best lineman in the league.
Facts.
We talked about it on this show before. Some of the stuff that we see him do when he go in motion, not pulling, but when they send him in motion, just athletically, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you gotta have Ronnie somewhere on this list for sure. And like I said, no lower than top 10, as high as top 5 for sure.
Right. And again, if you didn't hear on this list, this PFF list, Ronnie's 37. 37. Which is crazy.
Now, is this?
Oh, I got it right here. Here we go. So this is where Ronnie is.
Is this a list for the upcoming season or just
this is last year? From last year's grades.
for last year?
So and these are a few people that's in front of him: DJ Humphries, Charles Leno Jr., both tackles for Washington, Sam Cossie, Ty Niski, Kevin Beecham, Mike McGlinchey, Jamari Salyer, and then Ronnie Stanley at 37. This is nuts. This is blasphemous.
If Ronnie is 37 on your list,
not my list.
Not your list. I'm just talking in general. Then your system is broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. Like we watched Ronnie play, and granted, it wasn't the Ronnie in the past, but he still played at a pretty high level for somebody coming off such a devastating injury who hasn't played football in a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to be this low on the list and then have Morgan Moses at 13, like this is broken. The grading scale is broken.
Yeah. And somebody on this panel called Morgan Moses the ops. I ain't gonna point no finger or elbows.
He is the op. Tackling his own quarterback. This list is for Gazy.
Is Guilty Party speaks?
Didn't Lamar get hurt on that missed block by Moses?
No, I think they had a tight end blocking the defensive end.
Tight end. Okay.
When Lamar got hurt?
Yes.
Yeah. That was tight end.
Denver.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to comment on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's bulls. Listen, love Orlando Brown Jr., but him at 20?
So, who was that guy who used to follow me? Kean?
Yeah, I was going to mention Kean Fahey. He actually got into it with Pro Football Focus about their grading for offensive linemen, and he was giving them examples, and I don't know if they still do it this way, but they defended their grading at the time because this was years ago, by saying that they were talking about a specific player. It was I believe the right tackle for the Titans at the time, and Kean was posting highlights showing that he was getting beat on plays where they graded him positively. And they said that, he got help, tight end or running back or whoever, and the block got made. So it didn't matter that he didn't make the block. It was his assignment was taken care of. And so he got a positive grade for the play. And that's why, his grade was so high. if that's still the way they do it, like Chris said, their system is broken. But you know, they have guys over there. I mean, they had one guy pretty famously was on Twitter talking about anybody can play. There's no skill involved in playing running back. So you know, there's just there's you can't really trust their grades. They have some nice stats, some advanced stats on the site, but their grading is
there's some interesting stuff on there that I use some of it because some of it is helpful when doing video and stuff like that. Some of it is helpful. Some of it is interesting to use, and it's interesting to put in video and helpful whatnot. But it's like you said, it's flawed. It's extremely flawed. And I didn't get into it with somebody that works with PFF, but I did tweet one of them, and they sent me an article that tried to explain their grading. Now, did I read the article? No, because when I opened it, it was too long. I'm not reading all this. and no disrespect to whoever that was, but when I opened it and saw how long it was, I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
And so I just went on about my day. But I did click read later or save for later to go back and read it, but I never did. So I understand what they're trying to do, but it's not, because I know they have a bunch of people that they hire to watch every game, and they have a bunch of drop down boxes, and you can't just grade football, especially O-line play, with drop down boxes. You can't, because every play is so skilled that it can't XYZ every play.
They're trying to take a subjective thing and make it objective.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a great way to sum it up. You just can't do it.
And that's the thing too. Like, you don't know who's doing this. Like, who's doing the grading. Like, there are people who I'll watch and I'll listen to.
They hire random people, Chris.
Exactly. So
I know somebody that's offered me a job to do it. They hire random people.
Yeah.
So you see that, and that's the thing. So they're coming up with these grades. We don't know what kind of training they got. We don't know what kind of football eye they got. And they're just putting up, you know, these make-believe Madden numbers on the side, and people like Morgan Moses, he's a 78. That's solid, because it gives you that Madden-like ranking. So it feels like, all right, this is how good this dude is, but there's no context behind that. And the same thing that I saw with Zay Flowers. Like, there was stuff all over the place about his drop rate. Right. And you watch his tape, and yeah, he has a couple drops here and there, but then there are
look at the throws.
Exactly. There was somewhere it's like he'll get one fingertip on it and they count that as a drop. So context matters. You can't just say, oh, this dude got, such and such drop rate. You need the context behind that to see what they count as a drop. And it's the same thing with this.
And this is my list, like off the top of my dome. Now, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I got Terrion, and I this is no particular order. I just went through the divisions, and was looking at tackles. I got and what I thought would throw people off was
I didn't see Jedrick Wills on that.
Exactly. Both tackles for the Browns, which we know are good.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith. I got Tyler Smith. And a lot of people would look at me like, why you got Tyler Smith when he a guard? But what you don't know is because Tyron Smith was hurt. Tyler Smith played tackle for the Cowboys.
And he did his thing.
Yeah.
Man, the Cowboys always get it right at O-line.
Yeah. Did you see Penei Sewell? That Bryden, the guy I asked you about, he was my number 20. That's why I asked you about him. Ikem.
Iquanu. Yeah.
Oh, Icky.
Icky, yeah. So,
to Chris's point, with the kind of Madden-like grades like that, that's specifically what they're going for. There was I forget what year it was and what player. I believe it was one of the tight ends for the Bengals. There's a year that they had him rated as the number 1 tight end in the NFL. And it was a year, I believe, like Gronkowski had like really just gone off, right? And so people are like, "How is this dude the top tight end?" And it was because he had an insane blocking grade, right? And that was the point where they would just, you get like a +1 for a great play, +5.5 for all right play, 0 for a neutral, and so on. And they would just add it up. So like his blocking grade ended up being like 157 or whatever it was. And then, Chris Collinsworth got involved. He's like, hey, people can't understand that. Just make it like Madden.
and like Jose said, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because PFF is a business. They're not trying to they're not trying to educate anybody. They're trying to make money. And like what B just said, people relate to Madden in the grades. Like they see the number, they're like, all right, this dude is that good. Like that's how you quantify it to the regular fan.
Yep.
And that's what they're going for. So that they try and make their money with that, but a lot of folks just running with it, just looking at those numbers with no real value or context behind it.
All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Let me see, who is this? Chris dropped 5. He said the entire O line is overrated. Morgan almost got Huntley killed 3 or 4 times last season. And you know what? You're saying he almost got him killed 3 or 4 times last season, but I'll take 3 or 4 times in a whole season when you run 500 or 600 plays.
I don't think the O-line is overrated.
I'll take him only getting the quarterback killed only 3 or 4 times.
He wasn't counting Lamar. He wasn't counting Lamar too.
Well, I'll take 3 or 4 times in 6 in what count that in half.
Look, I mean I don't want to settle on Morgan Moses, but
right.
coming off of what's his name the year prior?
Alejandro
Villanueva. Yeah, that's who was the ops.
Yes, but no, Ronnie played well. Style. Yeah, Ben Powers, he was solid. He was solid.
Yeah. Ben was solid. Yeah,
Ben probably was the best one.
Yeah, and Linderbaum.
No, Linderbaum was.
Yeah. So I mean, on that left side, in the center, I think we got some things right there. And I like our right guard still, right? It's just that right tackle. Like, yes, there's always room for improvement, but all in all, I think our O line is shaping up. Now there's still some question marks there this year at left guard and still, right tackle. We'll see what Margaret Moses does this year. But
top 15 right tackle. You got questions?
Yes. But so yes, in that sense, yeah. According to that list, Chris White, yes, there's overrated for Morgan Moses. We all know he's not that high up.
Mike, who do you think was the best lineman? Because I just said Linderbaum, but I'm sitting there thinking I might be backpedaling on that.
Man, I think Ben Powers was the most consistent, right? But I wouldn't be mad at Linderbaum. I mean, once you said Linderbaum, instantly I thought of what he was doing to Hayward.
White
and Hayward, Hayward, like he went head up with Cam Hayward, and that showed me like, all right, because this is, he's got to be in the trenches with this guy at least twice a year, right? And he's one of the best at it. So Linderbaum, he showed me some things, but I would say Ben Powers was probably the most consistent. He didn't miss any time. That's who we were worried about going into the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, we got Ben Powers. That's going to be a problem. And he held up. He held up enough to get him paid, right? He got a nice bag out of the situation. So I'd say Ben, but I'm not mad at Linderbaum probably being the best of that group.
Gotcha. Let's switch gears a little bit to little hoops. So again, we missed last Monday because of holiday and Game 7.
Finally,
and we're gonna talk about Chris's Boston Celtics,
right?
And Miami Heat.
Yes.
What?
And
we've seen the tweets.
It's Nuggets over here.
Yeah, me and Rodney been Nuggets fans.
And I think Draymond kind of gave the Heat the playbook on what to do to oh, look at that. Nothing like being a dad. What up, executive producer?
What's up,
man? Gave the Heat the playbook on how to defend Jaylen Brown on top of how he defends himself. But again, making them go left. And I think the Celtics are massive chokers because me being a Heat fan, the Heat should not be playing right now. The Heat should have lost long time ago, but I'm glad they are. And what do you guys think happened in Game 7 last week?
I disagree. I think the Heat should be playing, right? Like it's a 7-game series, right? You got to get 4 wins. So okay, you have a couple of bad games. If you're the better team, you overcome that. And they bounce back to Game 7. If you're a better team, you win it. I know nobody's ever done it, but if you think you're the superior team, you got the home court advantage. You win it. They didn't even show up. No, Miami was a better team. That's all there is to it. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. They're the better team with a superior coach.
I was going.
That was it.
I was going to say that, but I was going to bring it back to the coach. That's why I was going to bring.
No, Miami is exactly where they should be in the finals, and it's tied 1-1. So salute to them.
I think Miami's pretty fortunate to be where they're at. I think if Giannis doesn't get hurt in the first round, they probably don't get out of the first round. If Jason Tatum doesn't hurt his ankle in Game 7, they may not win Game 7. But it happens, right? They've got injuries on their side too. So congrats to them for being the first runner up this season. But I think that's really what happened. Is Jason Tatum got hurt. In the previous round, they went 7 with Philly. And in Game 7, Jason Tatum scored 51, right? And they thought, man, Jason's going to win it for us tonight. And Jason got hurt, and the rest of them didn't get the memo, and they just stood around and watched, except for Derek White. Derek White saw what was going on, and he stepped up.
Wait, B.
And then he got hurt.
Wait, B. It's ugly ass Derek White.
No, damn.
It gotta be like that. It gotta be like that. And no, and DT, I don't hate the Heat. I don't hate the Heat, MDT. I hate people like you who try to run around and spread your Hemi Buckets agenda.
Hemi Buckets.
man out there the third leading scorer on his team every night talking about he a superstar. No, stop it. Stop it. Got Gilbert Arenas out here talking about if they win the title, he's the best player in the world. Stop it.
Yeah. But I think the Heat. I'm gonna go back on previous thoughts. The Heat deserve to be there. I've taken Coach Spo for granted for a little bit, and I think he's done his thing because yes, Giannis got hurt, but Giannis came back. They said that Jason Tatum got hurt in Game 7. Oh gosh, Jason Tatum got hurt in Game 7.
Derek White, ladies and gentlemen.
They said Jason Tatum got hurt in Game 7, but he played in games 1 through 6. So you can't kind of put that to the forefront. And I think for the most part, it really came down to coaching in that Boston series. Boston shot like 29% from 3-point range. Your boy Jaylen Brown shot 7 for 44 from 3-point range the whole series. And not one time did the coach say, "Hey guys, let's stop shooting the 3." After they lost in the presser, he said he doubled down. It was like, we need to shoot more 3s. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, yo, you just lost because you couldn't shoot. So the Heat deserve to be where they are. I just saw something today. They were talking about that Heat culture, and it's a real thing. I'm starting to believe. I mean, they about to go out in 5 games, but I'm starting to believe it's a real thing.
So let's before we move on to the other guys, that was a conversation. Well, not a conversation, a comment that was said to me by you last night. You want to talk about that real quick?
Oh, when I asked you to come on the stream, and you was like, "I'm busy," and I was like, "Oh, we got 2 more games that you can get in on."
And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And you didn't expect me to say, "Yeah, you're right."
I mean, y'all got one. Y'all got one. Y'all got.
But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. That's the next topic.
You said you care to comment?
We're gonna get to that.
Care to comment?
But as far as me with Game 7, I just felt the same way when watching Golden State last year, and even before Draymond came out and said it, I felt like if you make Tatum and what's the other
Jaylen
Brown go left, they can't do anything other than just pull up and shoot. And if they miss, I just feel like they can't go left for some reason.
Zoolander.
I just feel like they can't.
All these people you don't know what that means.
And for Jaylen Brown to be in the NBA, he dribbles off his foot. He loses the ball. Like he's a human turnover going left.
No, going any direction.
Oh, that's not nice. If he goes left, he's like Kyle Bowler, though.
The quarterback, Kyle Bowler?
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely
just falling down, just dropping the ball, and just no reason.
Let me tell you who he looks like going left. The Heat's backup center.
Cody
Zeller.
That's what he looked like going left.
That middle-aged high school teacher.
That's what he looked like. Mike, what you think about Game 7?
Man, look, the Celtics, they went back to what they did in the first 3 games, taking too many 3-point shots. And then they went back to getting out coached. I think ultimately, Spo outcoached dude. You know,
Mhm.
he but they settled, man. The first 3 games they settled. Defensively, they looked terrible the first 3 games, and that's just what happened in game 7. I mean, I know Tatum got hurt, and like Tatum got hurt in the first play of the game, which is crazy. But yeah, man, they just I don't know, man. I think you got to put it on the coach, right? You know, Spo dropping in that zone, I think, kind of throughout the series, kind of threw them off a bit too. They weren't expecting that, but you can't you can't go back to what lost you those first 3 games. And that's that's the last thing they could have done. Even with Tatum out there being 20% of himself, you couldn't go back to playing that way. And that's exactly what happened. And they just, they walked right into Spo's trap, his plan, and it worked,
Mhm.
right? And it worked, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful coaching clinic, you can call it. It was beautiful how the players played. I mean, you know, but you got to shout out, as Chris affectionately calls him, ugly ass Derek White, man. Look, game 6. Look, when he tipped that damn ball in game 6, I was like, oh, it's over. Like you know, as somebody that used to coach basketball, I would always tell my players, man, I would rather lose by 20 than lose by 1 or lose like that, because you're going to question 6 million plays that wouldn't have had you in that situation before. You lose by 20, they were just the better team that night. So, so I guess the silver lining in this is I think the Celtics found out that they got some core players that can play. Derek White, you know, he showed he can play on this level, along with a couple other players. But I think Jaylen Brown got to go. I think he wants to go. You know, so I think that is going to, you know, you'll start to see this thing fracture a bit. But we talked about it on LBHT, the live edition. You know, look for Ja to end up in Celtic Green.
I can't believe y'all got the hero of game 6, Derek White, and the would-be hero of game 7, and y'all hitting him with this kind of slander. It's Jaylen Brown, man. He's supposed to be a star, but you all out here talking about Derek White.
Well, we just talk about his appearance. His play was great.
His play was great.
His play was great. His face is unfortunate.
You can't be in there talking about that headband.
Honestly, Chris, if he didn't wear the headband, it wouldn't be as obvious.
Yeah.
The headband pushes it back further.
Yeah, if he's gonna do that, he got to play with the Kobe mask, the black mask.
I feel like it might be more obvious if you put the headband off.
One last question about that series. Is it the Larry Bird Trophy for the Eastern Conference MVP? Is that
I believe it is.
Okay. Jimmy Butler or Caleb Martin?
Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin. Okay, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought.
Jimmy.
You think Jimmy?
You're not serious, Mike.
I'm dead serious.
He hasn't shown up for 5 games. What are you talking?
If it wasn't for Jimmy, they wouldn't have that 3-0 lead.
If it wasn't for Caleb, they would have lost the 3-0 lead.
That's fine, but they would have got swept in, or whatever you want to call it. But you look at Jimmy, go to game 2 when they should have lost game 2, and when the other ugly boy on the team got in Jimmy's face, and that swung the whole momentum of that game.
Changed everything. Yeah,
Jimmy for the first 3 games held that thing down, and they went up 3-0.
But did nothing for the last 4.
How many games?
He played well in game. He played well in game 7.
Okay.
Caleb played well all 7.
Caleb was consistent, and he was hitting them knockdowns like it was layups.
While your boy was going 6 for 17.
Don't get me
Caleb
wrong.
Martin was holding
and they was watching him. He was looking like Steph out there.
Caleb Martin, he balled, right? Don't get me wrong. He ain't deserve that MVP. I don't think. And he could have had it. Jimmy ain't won it.
Because he
ain't won it.
Yeah, he did. Because when Bam tried to hand him the trophy, like the team trophy, Jimmy was like, "Nah, I'm gonna get the other one."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the other one he meant he wanted that title.
Come on, MDT.
He want to touch that one.
But MDT, we need MDT to join OTR Brandon's fantasy basketball league. All right. And I pray that the first person you pick up is Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets.
All right.
Buckets.
He wouldn't.
I-
He wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. I pray that's the first person you take because yeah. Yeah, go and do that. Go and do that. We'll get OTR Brandon send you a link.
Now,
we need
let me
some
ask you
more
this.
players.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at the conference finals MVP as the complete package of what got you there, or just that series? Because you don't get the award for you don't get the award for the other series. You
I
just
thought it was
get
just
it
that
for
series.
For that series.
Yeah,
If it's just that series, I pick Caleb. If it's for
The whole thing.
the playoffs, then Jimmy.
It's
Yes.
Jimmy, right?
I thought it was just that series though.
but it
Yeah.
is just
It is for that
series, just
series.
like the Finals MVP is just that series, and Jimmy won the MVP of that conference final series.
But I don't. I
Not
don't know
going
the
5 for
description.
21, ugly ass Derek White and steal game 6. No
You
sir.
don't got to put quotes.
All right, what do he do? What do he do? What do he do in games 1, 2, 3, and 7?
Well, I got to look at 1, 2, and 3, but
Hey,
in
go-
7
go-
he
hurry
basically
up fast,
matched
Google.
Caleb Martin.
Hurry up, fast Google.
Wait,
he
no.
had just as good a game as Caleb Martin in game 7.
That's
Wait,
fine.
Except he shot much worse.
That's fine.
Wait,
But,
And turn the ball over.
but you got
no,
what-
you two are saying the same thing, right? You both saying Jimmy Butler should be the MVP.
No.
he's saying Caleb Martin.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Everybody said Caleb Martin, but Mike.
Okay. You lose, Mike.
I'm saying, look at this. Look at the stat. Look it up. Look at the stats. Look at the stats.
I got one question.
Go ahead.
Did you, Mike, finish looking up them Scottie Pippen stats?
Man, they here. I ain't gotta look that up. That's
I
my
only,
favorite.
no, the
That's
only reason
my
I
favorite
asked,
player.
the only reason I asked you is you saying look at the stats because I don't think you're gonna look up them stats either.
No, the Scotty stats. So if you looking at Scotty stats, right? If you looking to see averaging 28 points a game, you're not gonna see that. But you gonna see, you will see somewhere between 17 and 21. You gonna see
2 of those years he averaged 15.7 points.
You know, it's
how
like
many,
that.
how many,
it's like
how
that
many,
Rick
re-
Ross
how
clip.
many
Wait a minute, I need
rebounds?
context. I need context.
Justifications.
6 rebounds.
I need
How many?
context.
Okay,
What we talking about?
six rebounds a game ain't like you don't just trip and get 6 rebounds a game, especially from the small forward position.
Mm.
How many assists a game?
We arguing
Probably
6
about 5.
rebounds per game right now.
Yeah,
Probably about 5. Probably about 5. 15.6 rebounds. It was 2 of those years, but it's a couple of years he had 7.
if somebody
One year
averages
he had
25 and 5, you look at that and say, "Oh, yo, that's a good stat line, right?"
Yeah.
Well, since we bringing up Scottie Pippen, and I'm gonna make this the last topic. We ain't even talk about game 2. Forget game 2. since we brought Scottie Pippen up,
right.
what kind of drugs is he on to say Michael Jordan was a garbage player until he got there?
Your
Hennessy
son
and
smashing my baby.
Alcohol.
Your son smashing my baby mama hate.
So look,
Yes.
so
Yes.
coach, you did ask, we wanted to put it in context. So LBHT about 2 weeks ago, there was the LeBron Jordan thing came up, and then Scotty, I think Hendo threw a shot at my man
I
Scotty.
ain't throw a shot at you, baby.
Scotty, for those who don't know, Scottie Pippen is my favorite player of all time. Now, I don't agree with the crazy he's saying right now. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with Scotty, right? But Scotty don't get the respect. So Hendo challenged me to do an episode on Scotty, pointing out, he tried to say Scotty disappeared here and there. But I don't gotta look up nothing with Scotty. That's all.
I got a migraine.
Scotty on dog food. Yeah, he might.
can't
He
see.
might be.
Ah.
Scotty
All you
might be
had
on
to
dog
say
food.
was Hendo challenged you and you declined the challenge, and that was the end of the argument.
I ain't gonna-
I'll say this:
I ain't
as somebody
gonna
who
do it,
gets migraines from time to time, I'm not getting out of bed if I get a migraine either.
I'm not saying that, Jose. I'm saying, did he really have a migraine?
No,
I
he did
mean,
not.
Michael
listen,
Jordan really had a flu.
No,
we all-
Michael
But,
Jordan had
but here's the
food
difference.
poisoning.
But here's the difference, though,
Yeah.
Mike.
he ate
Michael
the whole
Jordan
pizza.
actually Michael
All
Jordan
of
actually
it.
played the game. He didn't sit out, and he
He
played
did.
well.
He did.
Hey,
Pippen
yeah.
was like, Scottie Pippen was like, game, what to advance in the playoffs? Not today. Dennis Rodman out there, not today.
This the one question. I remember we said if we had one question, we answer and get up out of here. This that one question. Is Joker the best center you ever seen? No.
No. And I love Joker, but
Me too.
no.
The best center I've ever seen.
Kareem.
To me, Shaq.
Kareem.
Shaq definitely the most dominant.
It's Olajuwon.
I
I'm not
knew you
old
were gonna
enough.
say
I
Hakeem.
can't be mad
I'm
at
not
that.
old
I
enough.
can't be
to
mad at
Kareem
Olajuwon
like-
either.
I
like
can't be
some
mad at
people.
that.
I can't be mad at Olajuwon. I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Olajuwon. I'm gonna go with Shaq though. It was Shaq where there was times where I was watching Shaq and I was like, somebody just shoot him. There's nothing else you can do. Like you're just so helpless. Like you can't do anything else.
He
I
was,
mean,
he was the most dominant up until he ran into
The foul line? Oh.
Hakeem.
Well,
When he
yeah,
went-
he was like-
Halo always
12.
throwing shots.
I thought he was going to say the foul line.
Shaq.
But that is true. Listen, one thing I couldn't understand is, and I understand, listen, Shaq is a big boy. Shaq is a beast. But for some reason, David Robinson used to dominate the league until he saw Shaq and he bitched up every time.
Well, it's part of it is from what I heard, and this is a story that I heard a while ago. Shaq, grew up in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like some disrespect that kind of happened when he had a chance to meet David Robinson when he was playing and whatnot. And so when he got a chance to play against him, there was an extra.
I think Shaq.
I
think he admitted he made that up. He made that story.
Did he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mike made up a bunch of stories too. So
Yeah.
But
he
you
did
know
a
what though,
Jordan?
man? Yeah, but players do that. They gotta play with a chip on their shoulder. So yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
how like what kind of like madman do you have to be able to say, yo, coach was talking about my mom. Yo, I'm gonna kill him. And he ain't never you know what I'm saying?
You never seen the program?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, yeah. But look, I always think of the Mike story with the LeBradford Smith joint in DC. And he told the world like that LeBradford Smith was talking smack because he had 20 something points.
Yeah, I'm reading.
And
it
yo,
from
come to find out, like LeBradford was like, yo, I ain't say nothing to this kid.
Yeah,
But he had to tell himself that, and then he came out and scored 30 points in like a quarter.
First half. Yeah.
NBA rumors: Shaquille O'Neal apologizes for made-up story about David Robinson.
Well, why didn't he make up a story about Hakeem Olajuwon? Because Hakeem used to school him.
Yeah, he gave Hakeem the
I
business
can't
too.
believe somebody he ain't give Hakeem nothing. But I can't believe that somebody in the chat talking about Hakeem was dominant for 2 years.
Who said that? They must have been born in
Well, first,
2000.
you got to ask what year they was born in.
Facts.
Yeah. Steven FL said, "Carl Malone. Carl Malone wasn't no center."
Oh! I know.
Carl Malone was out there in the schoolyards.
I said it was the last topic, but I forgot about this. This is definitely it.
Uh-oh.
For real, what y'all think about the divorce of Skip and Shannon?
Ooh, good question.
Do not care.
Nobody cares.
I didn't watch one episode of that show.
I did. I mean, I watched clips.
I watched because of Shannon.
Nah,
I watched clips, but it was always Skip having to get his point across and yelling and shit. Like, yo, why you yelling at me, bro? We just having a discussion. I mean, they had to move on because I just feel like one day Shannon was gonna get up and punch him in his mouth because that man was mad. He was mad disrespectful. He was like Tom Brady, a real Hall of Famer. He did this. You just got in by proxy. And he like what? So yeah, I couldn't work with somebody to disrespect me like that.
I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. In the month of May, I watched you guys' content more than I watched anything with Skip Bayless in the last 10 years. And that's the God's honest truth. Yeah. So I don't to me, he's the worst thing in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like is no type of education going on. It's dumb. Like he just talks out of his ass just to get he got the bag for it. So good for him for getting to that money. But as far as the whole, scope of sports and sports fans and how it goes, how like the talk goes, I think he's been terrible for sports.
I think he done. When Shannon leave, I think he's done. Because I think Stephen A carried him. I think Shannon carried him over there. And don't let Shannon and Stephen A get together.
Ooh,
I really think
that would be the
Stephen
most obnoxious show of all time.
Stephen A put it out there. He said, "Yo, if you want to come He said they want to come over here. He can. I got carte blanche on who I want on the show. So
Move over Mad Dog.
him and Michael Irvin too.
I think Skip started to get a little jealous of
Shannon.
Shannon's popularity. Like Shannon, his popularity took off. You know, it started obviously, and Shannon is on record of saying this. Like he thanks Skip for giving him this shot and putting him in front of people and putting him on that platform. But Shannon's popularity like went through the roof.
Yeah.
You know,
his podcast just hit a mill.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think that, you know, on top of like Skip, I'm sure it became some control type thing. Skip, that type of dude that seemed like he want to control the situation. We're gonna take the show in this direction. And Shannon like, nah, man, let me out of this. You know, I never really watched the show either, but I watched some of a small bit of it today. I think, what's today? The 5th? Yeah, I watched a small bit of it today. And you could tell, like, whatever chemistry was there, at if it was any at all, it's gone. Yeah. Like, it's just they just going with the emotions right now.
When I say I watch it, I watch the clips that are like the topics that like I want to see on YouTube. I don't like turn the TV on and watch it. I like if it's a topic I see it on YouTube, I watch it like that. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't even watch the YouTube channel. I go to mobbing or whatever that guy.
Exactly. They had three screens up there, right. And half of Shannon's face be on one part and half be at the bottom.
But let me ask you something, man. Like, do you think they're splitting up because of personal reasons or because Shannon didn't get what he wanted in terms of like money? Because that's the rumor that's being floated out there now, and that's been something that I've heard in the past, that basically he wants the lion's share of the money because he's the draw.
I think it's that disrespect from stemming over from that episode.
Yeah,
and it's more so it's the disrespect that he don't respect him as a man, right? And he handled him like that on national TV.
Several times.
Yeah, and it didn't like there was no apology. Then the DeMar Hamlin stuff happened. That that was two things in a matter of what, a month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and that's always been Skip's thing. Like he stays in character at the worst times too often, right? Because that's all it is. It's he pretends like, hey, I'm this way all the time, but you have to know when to turn it off and be candid with the people that you're close to and be like, hey, all right, look, I apologize. But he never wants to be wrong on anything. It's too much ego. He got too caught up in this character that he's portraying on TV, and it's ruined relationships, right? Mm-hmm. So now, you're not with Stephen A anymore. You're not with Shannon anymore. Who do you got? Who do you have left? I think you're right, Coach.
I heard they thinking about bringing Shady on now.
That ain't gonna work.
Skip gonna destroy Shady.
Yeah, he'll skip. I was thinking
Skip
somebody
gonna Shady like a rag doll.
What's the Acho cat? That's
Emmanuel or Sam.
Like every time y'all say a name, it keeps getting worse.
They got to do something. They got to do. It's gonna have to be something like that.
And you know what I didn't know? I never knew Joy was on there. I didn't know Joy was on there
in the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't know she was on there.
She was the host or whatever.
Like the host, like kind of like Jen Hale is.
Yeah.
They ran her. They ran Joy off. They ran Jen off. Well, not they. Skip. Because I saw a clip where Jen was basically told I could say what I want to say. I could talk. And her and Skip had a back and forth. So it's Skip.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I wanted to hit on, and because I had really forgot about that. We probably should have spent most of the time on that because that was a good topic, but kind of forgot about it. See how it goes. But before we get up out of here, let everybody know where they can find your work at, Mike.
Man, look, I am the host of Open Mic with OTR Mike. That is the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. I dropped the episode today. Well, it was actually a late night live stream on Saturday night. But for the audio listeners, it is available as of today. YouTube watchers is over there now. Look, man, it's cookout season, right? Memorial Day is basically the unofficial start of barbecue cookout season. So I discuss a little bit of cookout etiquette on the show today. So peep it out, man. Go over there and check it out. If you aren't subscribed already, go over there and subscribe. In the beginning of the show, I shouted out Coach, man, and let me do it now in front of you. But, I talked about how Coach has helped me out a lot and helped a lot of us out. A lot of my subscribers now come from being on this platform. So, Coach, salute to you, brother, man. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
So go over there, man, and check it out, man. I try to get a different side of things outside of sports, man, and that's what I'm doing over there. I'm also 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast. The three brothers you see on the bottom, we are Ring Kings podcast, just the best boxing podcast on YouTube. Look, if you're a casual fan, come here. Give us a hug.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you. We welcome you guys, man. We're here to teach you a few things. We had some discussions over the weekend. We had a powwow with Hendo, and we got some things in the works, especially for Ring Kings podcast. So go over there, subscribe if you aren't already.
Hendo?
Yes, sir. You can find me at the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I do a Sunday evening recap of once the season starts. I do a Monday morning power rankings. On Fridays, you can catch me on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking everything hip hop, especially old school. Also, you can find me on Intentional Grounding sometime throughout the week. I don't have any specific days for that. And also, you can catch me on Saturday evenings hanging with Hendo, only for the patrons.
You just abruptly end that right there, huh?
That's it. Straight to the point. That's it.
Hold on. Say something else.
What's that?
Just say something else.
No, I mean, you can also catch me on audio form. I'm just saying.
I was looking for it. Chris?
You can not catch me on the Deep Cover podcast because we're not doing shit till the season starts. You could catch me on Twitter, just speaking nonsense until training camp and all of that stuff rolls around. So, yeah. So that's all I got going on.
Well, wait. Tell them the Twitter.
Chris just joking. Catch me on Chris just joking.
Because that's what he doing, just joking.
If you want to laugh, you have to go follow Chris. Okay, and it's like that. You can tell Chris is funny is like organic and it's just him. Like it's not him trying, and that's what makes it even more funny because like literally. When I was scrolling and I saw that ugly ass Derek White too, I was crying.
What's crazy is I was watching it. I was outside watching it, and I was watching on my phone. And he made the layup in, and I just screamed out because I was on my block, and I was like, "Ugly ass Derek White," and that's the first thing that came to mind. So I just tweeted it out, "Ugly ass Derek White."
My Streamlabs finally decided to show up for work.
It's there. Showed up late.
You're gonna be fined.
Yeah.
All right, Jose B.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this. Do go back and look at the backlog of Deep Cover podcasts, okay? Because it's a great listen, very informative, brothers. So go back and even though they're not putting out new episodes right now, go look at the backlog and listen to some of those older episodes. Okay, you won't be disappointed.
You just remind me. Kerry's putting out stuff on Deep Cover. He's doing fantasy football dynasty ranking tiers. So all of the rookies. He's doing C.J. Stroud, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, all of the rookies. So he's dropping those. He's dropping like one every couple of days. So be on the lookout for that. Kerry Stevenson 1313, I think is his handle. But you could also find it on the Deep Cover YouTube page too. Thank you for reminding me.
For those that are Patreons of ours, you might need those rankings for if you want to take think about taking either that ring on Hendo's hand or the chain that I normally have on, because you know it got two of them now because I got two leagues, or the prizes that Jose and B have. You know, y'all might want to go on over there and do that, because we ain't giving them up easy.
We sure aren't
giving up easy.
We sure aren't. Yeah,
because I don't plan on losing either one of mine to none of y'all.
You gotta earn these.
Right. But you got to be a patron to get in them.
I swear to God, man. Look, y'all sign up for Hendo's Patreon. I will draft players and just give them to you. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Sabotage. Go ahead.
All right. We are the Lunch Break Hot Take. Myself and Rodney, we do a live stream every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Overtime Show, which you can find on patreon.com/LBHT Show. Let me tell you something, man. The Overtime Show, you don't want to miss those shows, okay? Last week, we discussed the case right now is going on with Travis Rudolph. You know, everything that led up to that and what's going on currently. Also,
and we discussed the case of White Gladys.
White Gladys. Who is White Gladys? She is the ringleader of some orcas on the loose that are tipping over boats
in the Iberian Peninsula.
Out
there
recruiting people. They got a gang of killer whales out there.
Really?
Yes. Go over to the Overtime Show, patreon.com/LBHT Show. You can get that full scoop because we break the whole thing down.
We should say that White Gladys is just a suspect right now. They have not.
Yes, they suspect her. Yes, but they have a motive and everything. Yes,
I do know.
Seems
Lamar
pretty obvious.
Tweeted in support of Travis.
Yeah, Lamar did. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. Also, go over to lbhtshow.com. All right. You're going to get a little pop-up says put your email address in there. Don't be afraid. Put your email address in there. Okay. We're working on a newsletter that's going to give you all this information that we're giving you right now. All right. So sign up. It's free. All right. And it'll help keep you informed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, exclamation point tickets. The link will come up. We're working now. Streamlabs finally showed up for work. Better late than never, but never late is better.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. Again, do not be like them seniors that were outside of prom looking like this.
Mm-hmm.
While the juniors was in prom like this. Seniors was
Look,
outside.
you know what? You guys Google, if you haven't heard of Busboys and Poets, Google Busboys and Poets.
Nice place.
Look at it. It's a
Very
nice
nice
place. Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't say it earlier, but you're going to get, well, we did say food. And you'll have regular drinks. There's going to be an opportunity for you to purchase DRANK. We give you DRINK. You can purchase DRANK, or you can go to Mike's trunk and get DRANK.
There you go.
Or
you can see Suge and get DRANK. But you're going to have a gift bag to go, you know, that comes with the purchase of a ticket. So you're going to be taken care of. This ain't going to be no bootleg operation.
Right.
You're going to be taken care of. Things are in the works to make sure that your money's well spent. So don't think we trying to get over on you. We trying to give you a quality experience. So you ain't dealing with no bootleg individuals. There's a lot of planning going into it. It's a lot of thought going into it, and we, you know, guys are being as professional as possible putting this event on. This ain't no bootleg operation. As we joke a lot. But guys are putting their best foot their best foot forward with this thing.
Y'all joke around a lot.
Says the guy with just joking.
Listen, I'm gonna just say this. This meet and greet is gonna go a long way to what we do in the future.
Yeah.
You know how everything pans out. Listen, if y'all want things and want us to do better and more in the future, you have to start at ground zero and help us build it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
This is the foundation,
right?
Yeah.
This is the foundation.
You can say you was at the first one.
You took the words out of my mouth, Chris.
Because I'm telling you, I'm live streaming for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna let y'all see what y'all missing.
Yep.
And the giveaway. Let's not forget about the raffle.
Giveaways, right? Yep.
We have a lot to give away.
A lot of stuff going on. So music gonna be fly. You know, it's going to be a good time. And look, you get to hang with these brothers up close and personal.
Yeah.
So look, man, get your tickets. Like I said on my show, we ain't pressing you, but look, you might want to get it because
it's gonna be
they
talked
told us, okay, we know you brothers can sell this place out, so we can only give you this so much space, okay? And once you sell out of that, that's it. Now, if you standing outside looking through the glass,
Looking like this.
yeah.
about.
Now, triple the price, I might be able to get you in, but that's a lot.
But
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
coach, hit that last comment.
It ain't no guarantee. We still giving away.
If the price is right,
The date will be at Bus Boys and Poets.
So we having an auction?
Yes.
We having an auction?
Auction, yeah.
Yes, a date between 7:30 and 9.
Hey, and he ain't said no, so
No, I've said no many times.
no, I didn't hear you say no.
listen.
So.
We don't.
But
listen
but
to
but
Let
you
me end
can,
the
but
stream
you
before you
can,
say
but
no.
you can chill with me by the merch table though.
There you go. It's a
Okay.
date.
There
And if
you
you
go.
find something, then we'll have a conversation.
But again, the link just popped up, so that's the link right there. Make sure you do that and get that and be there. So, and as far as me, you can follow me here at Sip the Tally Films. You can also follow me at More Sip the Tally, and over there we're for Hendo.
the streets.
The streets, and I appreciate everybody for going over there. That channel's growing. Also, I think we're all getting a little progress, and what we're going to do next week, if all else goes right, we're gonna give y'all 30-ish minutes of a call-in show.
Mm.
I'm gonna give y'all 30-ish minutes of a call-in show. So get your questions together. All 6 of us. Don't flake on us. Nobody up here.
Look,
30-ish minutes.
I'll be here.
they pulling out their notepad now.
Right there.
You
Get
write this
questions
shit
together.
down now.
What is wrong with you?
I've been waiting to get at these cats.
So again, just like the regular show, you're gonna have 4 minutes ish to get your rocks off, and we're gonna cut you off. And so normally on the call-in show, I give you 4-ish minutes and I'll let you get to your point because I don't, it's not as many. But when the time goes off here, I'm probably just gonna hang up on you. So get your 4 minutes in, get your questions off, or say what you got to say, and so we can respond to it and go from there. And that's what you gonna have next Monday. So make sure you get your questions in, call in, get in there early, and say what you got to say. And that's what we got for next week. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. Anybody got any final words?
Nah. Next week.
Next week. What tomorrow is? Y'all tomorrow with Suge, Hendo, and B?
Oh no, that's been put on hold temporarily.
So Wednesday with Lunch Break Hot Take, the Overtime Show 2, and because the game will be on too. So Overtime Show with the game on. Right?
Yes.
So the Overtime Show will be like a watch party with the game, correct?
Sure.
I just deboed them because I said I was going to join y'all Wednesday, but I forgot about the Overtime Show. So I'll be in the Overtime Show with y'all Wednesday.
Cool.
Definitely. Matter of fact, I might just jump in with your regular show because I hadn't done the regular show, have I?
Yeah, come through.
I come through with the regular show too. So I'm booking, book it and ship it.
Bet.
All right. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. We'll see y'all Wednesday on the Lunch Break Hot Take Show and back here Wednesday for the call-in show for me because no 5:30 show for me tomorrow. So peace, y'all.
Hey, Coach.
Yep.
The show's at 5:30 now, not 4:30?
It's 5:30 while I'm where I'm at.
Okay, got you. Just making sure.
Yes,
Just making
5:30
sure.
while I'm at where I'm at. While I'm out and about.
Gotcha.
And this